Welcome to the dining room and kitchen at Oeste. This is a huge transformation, my lord. What it used to look like was not this. It was all wood paneling. It was all kind of like a dark red tone. It was just it was like a small space. It felt small. There was this really odd little soffit. So meaning it just kind of was this part of the roof or ceiling that just kind of came down. So immediately looking at it, I was like, that's gotta go. And I love this sort of just exposed beams. I think it looks gorgeous, so I leaned into that. What happened is it made this one room feel like one room instead of these sort of truncated, odd little spaces. All of a sudden now, this kitchen has this incredible high ceiling. It just really shifted the whole mood of the space. So when Yayo and I would travel to Oaxaca, we always stayed at the same Airbnb. And this is literally like basically what the kitchen looks like at the Airbnb. For the space, I really love the idea of there just being, you know, watermelons and pineapples and just like big bowls of fruit and things like that, because against the white and the simple wood, it just really has a huge impact. For the countertops in the kitchen, these are Blonde Laguna by Concrete Collaborative, and I love the kind of off-white tone. It's actually very warm. So the blonde countertop is a little bit off-white, it's very creamy. And then the micro cement we use to create like a plaster effect also has a lot of warmth to it, which I absolutely love. The covers we have on all of the cabinetry are by Semi Handmade. This is from their Impression collection and it's in Tahoe. It's not too modern, meaning when you touch it, it actually has the texture of a wood grain, which is amazing. And so it gives it just a little bit of character. It makes it just a little more interesting, and I think it looks fantastic in the space. We also had them do custom cabinet fronts because we have a lot of appliances in here that were panel ready. And the cool thing about Semi Handmade, if you guys aren't familiar with it, is it works with IKEA cabinets. So we were very budget minded. We wanted to make sure that where we could save, we did save. So doing an IKEA kitchen made perfect sense for us. But then using the Semi Handmade fronts, that's what makes it look really spectacular. I work with Rejuvenation on almost every single design project I do, and there's a few reasons for this. One, I absolutely adore the ethos of this company. They are very committed to the idea of creating lasting pieces. Pieces that are beautiful, pieces that are heirloom quality, but also very functional for a home. For the different pulls here, we used the Massey pulls for the cabinets, and then for the larger drawer pulls, those are all the Mission style. So they have kind of that classic California Mission aesthetic. There's actually a lot of mixed metals in here because the kitchen sink and the kitchen faucet are both by Signature Hardware, and they're both in antique copper. So the combination of antique copper and then the kind of like H bronze and all these different tones really work together to create something that feels very warm, but also very lived in. So this is a GE monogram kitchen, which means that this is the nicest kitchen that I've ever designed. I heavily cook, I heavily use kitchens. It just really makes everything a no-brainer. The size and scope of everything is very generous, so it means it's really easy to slide pots and pans across. There's a freezer, but there's also a little ice drawer, which personally I love because we are an ice cream family, so I tend to have a very full freezer, and a lot of time the ice maker gets cannibalized by pints of ice cream, so it's good that the ice cream has its own category, as does the ice maker. And then inside the refrigerator itself, it's just really smartly designed. It's very open, there's a special section for wine bottles, it's just really accessible and easy, and it looks great. I saw this at, I think like Athena Calderon's home. She has this incredible little coffee nook. I remember seeing that and being like, oh man, that's such a flex to have like a little coffee nook like that. That's so cool. So we kind of like powered up for the Oeste version of that. So it's an IKEA cabinet, but then within that we used the Concrete Collaborative tile that was left over from making this incredible patio wall outside behind me. And we tiled an entire level and caulked it and made it water safe. And then there are dedicated outlets. So there's actually this adorable little coffee station, which I could not be more pleased by. Shout out to Yayo, who is now a carpenter, which is kind of crazy. He did all of the floating shelves as well. So for this kitchen, I wanted to keep it really open. So having things like floating shelves, I think really kind of support that vision. And then additionally, it's a way to kind of show off all of the amazing terracotta and red clay vessels that we've gotten from our travels to Oaxaca. I am so thrilled with how this dining room turned out. Oh my goodness. This one was a little bit more of an evolution. Originally, I thought that this archway was going to be a tile accent wall. And then we kind of moved away from that because we already were doing tile on the patio. So then it turned into an archway that was going to become the bar. I love having like a dedicated little, instead of a bar cart, it's like its own little space for the bar. But back there we have a comal, which is traditionally it's what you would use to cook tortillas on. When Yayo and I were in Oaxaca, we bought a few of these and Yayo converted them into light fixtures. So not only is it beautiful and just like a wonderful thing to have on the wall, it also has a utility, which I love. I'm obsessed with this color. Oh my gosh, it's called Warm Earth by Dunn Edwards. And it's just like, I don't usually use the word yummy because, I don't know, yummy, but also like, is it not though? I feel like it's just such a delicious color. So in the rest of the space, we have this incredible rejuvenation dining room table and these two chairs at the heads of the table. Yayo actually built these two benches. So the benches are in the same stain and the same wood that we used for all of the floating shelves, so they all kind of go together and weave together. I believe this is from Troy Lighting. And when I saw this, I was like, it's a little industrial, but I think it's gonna look amazing. And it just really makes the space. The patina is perfect, the size of it's perfect, and it's just really, really good. I love this so much. All over the property, there's a lot of fantastic yuccas, Joshua trees, other types of plants, and whenever we find something that's like fallen over or that's desiccated or whatever, we try to find a way to like utilize it. We have dried yuccas throughout the house as sort of like, I guess, like objects of art, and then we have this one in here as well, sort of echoing that, and I love what it does. It turned out so well. Well, thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you guys next time. Oh, make sure to follow Oeste Home at Oeste Home on Instagram as well. Thanks so much. Bye.